Our story today is Where Plants Live, written by Caroline Roberts. Table of contents. Places plants grow starts on page 2. The desert starts on page 4. The rainforest starts on page 8, and the ocean starts on page 12. Places plants grow. Plants grow in almost every place on Earth. The dry desert, steamy rainforest, and deep ocean are all home to plants. Every environment is special. Each provides different amounts of water, sunlight, and air. So each plant must adapt to fit into the place where it lives. What do you think the word adapt means? The desert. Hike into this desert. You'll see dry land dotted with cacti, shrubs, and other plants that have adapted to live here. The desert gets plenty of sun, but very little rain. To survive, the plants here must adapt to hot sun, dry soil, and very little water. A saguaro cactus can grow to be about 60 feet tall and weigh 20,000 pounds. Some desert plants have special ways to find and store rainwater. Mesquite trees' roots grow deep to find water. This barrel cactus stores water in its stem. The stem swells as it fills with water. This water helps the plant survive until it rains again. It doesn't rain much in the desert, but when it does rain, a wonderful thing happens. Flowers bloom. Suddenly, the desert looks like a colorful garden. The ocotillo sprouts leaves only when it rains. These desert flowers produce seeds for new plants. So we're hearing a lot of ways that these plants are adapting. So what do you think adapting means? The rainforest. Step into the rainforest. This hot, wet environment is filled with many kinds of plant life. Tall trees grow to the top of the rainforest. Mosses and ferns grow along the forest floor. Even beautiful and strange flowers can survive in the rainforest. The giant Rafflesia is the largest flower on Earth. So how is the rainforest different from the desert? Yes, the desert is hot and dry, and the rainforest is hot and wet. Rainforest plants adapt in many ways. Many tall trees have large roots that rise above the ground to keep the trees from tipping over. Rainforests like the ones found in this book are found in many parts of where the world is hot and rainy. Tall trees block most of the sun and rain from reaching the plants below. But the leaves of some plants, such as bromeliads, store rainwater. This helps them survive. These fragrant foxtail orchids can be purple, pink, white, or yellow. Let's see. This is the bromeliad. Orchids like these grow on tree trunks and branches. This is the only way they can get the air and sunshine they need. So all different ways these plants are adapting. the ocean. Walk along the sandy shore of the ocean. Smell the salty breeze and feel the sea air. Most plants can't survive in this environment. The salt, wind, and sandy soil are harmful to them. But the palm tree has adapted to these conditions. Salt does not kill it, and it bends and sways to survive very strong winds. These plants have also adapted to life near the ocean. This is a lupin and a halophyte, I think that's how you say it. There are also plants that live in the ocean. Have you ever seen seaweed? It is a plant that has adapted to life in its saltwater environment. This is surfgrass seaweed. Giant kelp is one kind of seaweed. It grows toward the surface of the water to get sunlight. Besides seaweed, there is not a lot of plant life in the ocean, but you can be fooled. Coral and sea anemones look like plants, but they are really animals. So this is the seaweed, this is the giant kelp seaweed, and this is the surf grass seaweed. So two different kinds of seaweeds. And then this is a sea anemone, which is an animal, and these are all different kinds of corals, which are also animals. You've learned what plants need in order to survive. You've also learned about some special places where plants grow. Now take a look at the plants where you live. What is special about where and how they grow? Here's the glossary. Okay. Desert. The desert is a dry and sandy area or region. Environment. All the things and conditions that surround a living thing. Giant kelp, large brown seaweed. Ocean. A large body of salt water. Rainforest. A thick forest that has rainfall all year. Saguaro cactus. A large desert plant with a tall trunk. Survive means to continue to live. And last but not least, adapt. We've been hearing that word this whole book. Adapt means to change to fit the conditions. Were you right? So these plants all have found different ways to adapt and change to fit where they live. So if it rains a lot, it has adapted to the rainy weather, and if it lives in the desert where it's hot, they have found ways to save the water. So these plants have changed to fit where they live.